This video was brought to you in part by the supporters of the AMTV Patreon. Thank you.
Hi there guys, it's Martyn here. And oh boy, buckaroo, we've got a story to tell today. So apparently, according to someone at the Daily Mirror, the missing episode animations of Doctor Who are coming to an end. No more missing episodes animations. What are we gonna do? So, as mentioned, this is coming from the Daily Mirror. This is being written by the same journalist who, to be fair, accurately predicted, I think, the last three missing animation releases. So, you know, you could argue there's some credibility to it, but let's get into the nuts and bolts of what the article actually says. So it says, the BBC has exterminated plans to animate more lost 60s episodes of Doctor Who. In partnership between BBC Studios and BBC America, the original soundtracks from 25 lost episodes have been married up with all new animations. But BBC America has pulled its funding, with just one story with Patrick Troughton, the Abominable Snowmen, to be released later this year. The cartoons were broadcast on the BBC America subsidiary after being released to UK on DVD and Blu-ray. An insider said it's a real blow for the fans who hoped they would be able to watch every story from the early years. It's a shame the funding has gone. 4 of the first 6 seasons needed one story to be animated to complete them. And some fans hope that streaming service BritBox, which has animated episodes alongside the existing live-action ones, could step into the breach. Well, what a story. If BBC America or someone from inside those teams does officially come out and say, you know, this is it, that would actually be a crying shame because, you know, we'd had steady animation releases come out over the past few years, and I think by this point, because we'd had so many of them, I think a lot of people did really believe, you know what, we might have every missing story available on home media in some form. I mean, Doctor Who animations have actually been going for quite a while. The first one we got was all the way back in 2006, with episodes 1 and 4 of The Invasion being animated by Cosgrove Hall, and despite being over 15 years old, I'd argue those animations actually hold up quite well. It's a shame the studio is no longer active. And then we had to wait a whole 7 years before we got our next one, which I think was The Reign of Terror, 2 episodes of that, and we also had animations of The 10th Planet episode 4, and 2 episodes of the Moon Base as well. Then we went a bit quiet again, and then we've had recently a slew of them. So we've had Power of the Daleks, we've had the Macra Terror, the Faceless Ones, Fury from the Deep, the Web of Fear, the Evil of the Daleks, Galaxy 4, and as it mentioned, this year we've got the Abominable Snowmen coming out. So, a lot of missing classics been animated there, and a lot of them have gone down really great with fans. Particularly, I think the Macra Terror has been a real highlight for people. Evil of the Daleks especially, certainly for me at least. It's had its bumpy routes along though. I know the Web of Fear episode 3, that 3D animation. Now, I sort of defended it a little bit. It's not perfect, but hey, at least they tried. I've seen some people already saying it was, you know, it could have been Web of Fear that killed it. I'd like not to think so. I've got my own potential idea as to why maybe this has happened. But I will say now, you know, I'm not an insider. I don't know this for sure. So take this with a pinch of salt. As far as I know with the BBC America partnership, part of their funding is that, as it says, it gets broadcast in the States on the BBC America channel. And I think it was BBC America that began the trend of asking these episodes not only to be animated in black and white, but also in colour. Power of the Daleks was the first one, and I remember that being announced that it was black and white in colour, and a lot of us, I think, were like, why? You know, this episode wasn't made in colour, it wasn't shot in colour, so why are we doing a colour version? And then it was revealed or sort of talked about that BBC America believed a colour version would be more sellable, I guess, to an audience over there, or more people would watch it if it was in colour than black and white. I'm not sure if that ever came out as like a true thing, but it is worth noting that every missing animation that's come out since Power of the Daleks has had a colour version as well as a black and white version. So I guess it's not, you know, out of the realm of possibility. And to be honest, I usually tend to watch these in black and white myself, but I have seen Evil of the Daleks and Galaxy 4 in colour, and I've got to say I was impressed. But what I'm getting at is if they screen these on BBC America, because BBC America is a prime funder, they might be looking at, you know, their viewing figures or the ratings they get over there in the States. And maybe if they're not what they're hoping for, if it's not bringing in the revenue over there, you know, they're not making back as many of the costs they've spent, then maybe they think, well, that's it. Again, that's just a potential theory. I'm not saying it's definitive fact. I've not actually got a clue, but it is. The fact this is being reported in the Mirror, you know, there hasn't been an official announcement as of yet. By the time I'm recording this, there may have been one by the time you're seeing it. But what does this mean for the future? Well, as the article does correctly say, we've got 4 seasons that have only one story. In fact, let's go over which missing stories still need to be animated. So from season 1, you've got Marco Polo. I don't really think they're going to go over the Reign of Terror again, not for 2 episodes worth. In season 2, you've got The Crusade, which again is only 2 episodes, though there's a lot of technical things why that makes it difficult. Season 3 has a lot of missing content. There's Mission to the Unknown, with the Daleks' Master Plan, of course. There's the Mythmakers, the Massacre, the Celestial Toy Maker, the Savages. Lots to animate there. Season 4 used to have a lot, but most of it's done now. I think all they've got left is the Smugglers and the Highlanders, and the Underwater Menace is like a maybe. They've done the Telesnap one, but maybe the Underwater Menace. And that's it from season 4, I think. Yeah. Season 5, after the Abominable Snowmen, it's only Wheel in Space left. Only Wheel in Space, and we could have had a complete season 5. And season 6, of course, is the Space Pirates, which I don't think anyone is in a hurry for. But, you know, it would have been nice to have a Space Pirates eventually. Now, one thing the article mentions is it says fans are hoping that BritBox picks up the slack. And I know BritBox has dealt sort of with animation before. I think they did that episode 1 of The Wheel in Space, or like the first 10 minutes or whatever it was. So they've dabbled, and with it being a service owned by the BBC and ITV, you know, to help promote that service, you know, maybe premiering missing episode animations there before they come out on home media would be a good grab, and BritBox does exist in America and stuff. Although, again, being funded by the BBC and ITV, or that's who run BritBox, I don't know if they've got that additional money there to do that, because what I mean is, if these releases were only coming out because of BBC America funding and not just BBC Studios, then where's this extra money coming from? Some have suggested maybe private backers will get involved, but you know, that is a lot of money to get involved in these projects, so I'm not sure who might step forward to foot that bill. But it's possible, you know, maybe some deals might be struck with other companies. I'm not saying like animation companies, but maybe with other providers or other things like that. So I would like to think these continue, because even if, say, ratings in America are low, look over here in the UK and look at the sales. I swear every time one of these has come out recently, they've been number 1 on like the bestsellers list on Amazon, on HMV. Like when they've come out, they seem to have sold well, and the reception generally is positive, except for Web of Fear episode 3. I think, well, people seem to universally hate that, but on the whole, these have been received really well. And the fact that we're gradually whittling down that list of episodes that need the animation treatment, you know, you'd like to think we'd pick up the slack. And we were only starting to get harder ones as well. You know, with Galaxy 4, we were just starting to get there. So hopefully this isn't the final end, as Patrick Troughton once said. But it seems, in terms of BBC America's involvement, and perhaps the frequency of these coming out, like 1 or 2 a year, maybe that's going to slow down for a little while. But that's all for this video. Let me know what you think of this news. Are you devastated as well? Let me know in those comments below. Which animated release were you hoping to see next after The Abominable Snowmen? It might still happen, but it won't be with BBC America, it seems, and it might not be anytime in the near future. So we'll just have to wait and see there. Let me know in those comments, and if you enjoy this video, please leave a like on it. It really helps out the channel, and do subscribe as well. We'd love to have you aboard. I've been Adam Martyn from AMTV. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.